Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's Talk with Terrence, presented by Better Path Community Outreach. I want to thank everybody who was chiming in and support. I would like to give a couple shout outs, especially to Mr. DJ Diamond K, for allowing me to use this platform and allowing me to come on and speak. Uh, this is a new platform, a new podcast. I'm new to this, but we're going to have fun. We're going to pick topics. I'm going to have guests coming on, and I'm also going to share some things about myself. Um, I'm from Baltimore. I'm Terrence. The 27th of this month will be, uh, I will be free of 5 years of no cigarettes, alcohol, or any mind altering substances that could change the perception of your life. Uh, I've been in programs. I've worked with mental health therapists. I work with substance abuse counselors, and that is the work that I do today. And that is one of the reasons for this podcast. There's so much misinformation about mental health and substance abuse, right? But that can be changed. And again, I'd like to thank Mr. Diamond K for allowing me to have this platform to speak about this. Another person I would like to thank is Miss Tyra Mitchell. Miss Mitchell is the CEO and owner of the place that I work for, Better Path Community Outreach Center. Ms. Tyra also allowed me to have this platform to talk about mental health issues, substance abuse, putting families back together, housing, things like that, things that's happening in Baltimore City. So shout out to Ms. Tyra Mitchell. Again, my name is Terrence, and this platform is for people from Baltimore, about Baltimore, for Baltimore, and and to talk about things how we can help our youth get employment, housing, things like that. But we also would like for it to be fun. I've been in this field for 5 years. I've worked with a few programs, few clinical directors, few supervisors. Uh, at this time, I would like to give some more shout outs to Mr. David H. Thompson Jr., who owns David's Loft, where I started out at, Mr. Dwayne Harvey, Mr. Daniel Meisner, one person that I worked with and trained, Miss Brenda Doyle. I would like to give shout out to the list work the opportunity to a platform where we could be honest and share information so we could help one another, because information is free. Information is free. A lot of times, information is not put out there, information that's needed. I work for Better Path. Better Path was started by a gentleman named Mr. Kenneth Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell had this vision and this dream to start this program because of what he's been through his life. Mr. Mitchell graduated from Baltimore City High School. Uh, Mr. Mitchell had some missteps where he spent some time away. And when he came home, his vision is to be a solution and no longer a part of the problem. And Mr. Mitchell started Better Path Community Outreach Center, and this place has been thriving ever since. Mr. Mitchell is no longer with us. His wife, Miss Tyra Mitchell, who has taken over, and her dream is to keep her late husband legacy alive. And again, the place is flourishing. We're growing. But I love the fact that Miss Tyra, Miss Melita, Mr. Octavius, who I forgot to shout out, sorry about that, Mr. Octavius, they are for the clients. We're not perfect, but we are making effort. We make efforts to make sure that the clients here are safe, they're well housed, they're fed, and we listen to their concerns. We just recently had a graduate, the first graduate that graduated from Better Path Community Outreach, and he's doing well. Mr. Mitchell wanted to be a part of the solution, right? And to have the right tools and environment and the paramount in the transition in one's life. Mr. Mitchell attended Kent State University, Ashtabula, where he completed the entrepreneurship certification program in business, ethics, accounting, computer systems, and financial, just to name a few. Before his untimely death, Mr. Mitchell was living his life with his 5 children and his wife, Miss Tyra. Again, Miss Tyra is keeping his legacy alive by keeping Better Path Community Outreach open. If you are in need of substance abuse and mental health, please contact Better Path at 410-788-3800. You will reach Miss Melita, our great office manager who's well knowledgeable and well versed, and she can help get you the supplies and help and treatment that you need. Um, I want this to be, and it's going to be a platform where we can have fun, where we can be honest, where we can discuss things, have discussions. Uh, I'm going to have some great interviews on. I got guests coming through. Uh, I also would like for this to be a place where we can acknowledge the students. Our students no longer get recognized for having perfect attendance. We have students that do excellent in school and it's not talked about. I want to talk about things like that. I want our children to know and our youth to know that they are supported and that we have their back. A lot of our students that are in school that live in hardship areas, but they still get up, focus every day, and go to school. So please, if you have anything that you would like to talk about or discuss outside of what I'm talking about and discussing, pretty soon we'll have phone lines where you'll be able to call in and discuss and talk about what you would like to talk about. Uh, Mr. Diamond K gave me this platform to do it. I told him earlier I was kind of nervous, but I think I was put here to do this. And information is key, and it's too much misinformed people. It's too much, not enough information given out to people who need it. And you'll hear me say this a lot: information is free. I'm gonna give you some more background on me. Um, I went to massage therapy school, and I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, and I find myself in the grips of active addiction. I've been clean for 5 years, uninterrupted clean time. And I've been doing this work for the past 5 years. And this work is rewarding for me. I love it when you help someone and you see that light go off in their eyes and the person realize that they can do anything that they want to do. And it's not enough of us reaching back and helping out. And I'm hoping this platform, right, can be the place where we can begin to do that. I want to talk about what's going on in the city. How can we help people get affordable housing? And at the same time, have some fun too. I got a few comedian friends that I would like to bring on here and we could joke it up and have some fun. But again, this is a place where people can feel safe when you can call in. And we are interested in what you got to say. We're interested in your honesty because if the information is given, maybe we can have a platform that can help you. Maybe I can introduce you to someone that can help you. Maybe Mr. Diamond K may have some resources that can help you, or Miss Tyra, or Miss Melita, or anybody that I'm affiliated with. Maybe we have resources that just may be able to help you. So again, I'm just ecstatic that I'm able to do this. You can catch me every Tuesday. Uh, Tuesdays with Terrence, presented by Better Path Community Outreach. I got my producer, the grand Mr. Diamond K. Mr. Diamond K is on ONFIRE-TV.com. Check him out. He has several shows on there that you can look at and see. You could also become a member for $3 a month, or you could just stream and watch at your leisure. Uh, I I can't thank Mr. Diamond K and Miss Tara enough because this is something that I always wanted to do, but I never thought that I would have the chance to do it and to just have someone drop it in my lap and to school and to help me and to school me and to coach me. So Mr. Diamond and Miss Tara, shouts out to both of you guys for allowing me to have this platform. Um, Again, this is a place where we want you guys to feel free and be honest. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be some heavy topics. It's gonna be some light topics. It's gonna be people calling in. Please chime in. Mr. K told me today he's gonna get me a phone where people can call in. We don't want no stone uncovered. I would like for this again to be a platform where things that we could talk about that don't make the news, some real things. You know what I mean? Some good things that make us laugh. This is why I want to shout out our students. They don't get recognized enough to me. You know what I mean? Instead of a lot of things that's shown on TV that's negativity, we should have inner city kids being talked about for their greatness that they do in school. You have to be one special individual to live in a hardship area and get up and go to school every day and have a great GPA or have a really, really good, perfect attendance. You know what I mean? That takes a special person to do that. What do you think about that, Mr. Diamond? city's hard. Yes. This is not an easy place that we live. Right, right. So, what was it that made you turn the light? I'm gonna be honest, man. I was on that stretcher. I was on a stretcher, man, and I don't tell this to a lot of people. I was on that stretcher, man, and my soon-to-be wife and my mother was around, and I actually felt my life leaving my body, man, and I actually heard God speak to me, and ever since then, that's how I've been living my life. You know, I was on a stretcher, and he told me, "Look, you bow down and you worship me, and you walk the path that I laid for you. But the most important thing he said to me was, when you wake up, people are going to not know who you are. They're not going to understand your language. And he said people are going to ridicule you. You're going to be talked about. They're not going to understand the new Terrence. And that's the way I've been living my life for the past 5 years. Was that the first time that you tried to make a change? Yeah, the very first time. And you made your mind up. I made my mind up, right? And this is crazy, man, because when I was in the program, I already knew what I was going to do. I knew it. I just the path wasn't clear yet. I already knew it. So I did 2 years in the program without no dirty on, quit cigarettes, stop smoking, stop hanging out. And it wasn't hard. It was something I knew that my higher power wanted me to do, and I did it. I made my mind up. And with that, right, sitting still is the best thing, because this job that I got now, I didn't apply for this job. Every job that I had, Diamond K, somebody referred me to these people. People call me. That's good. Yeah. That's good. But see, so many times people are unable to recognize the opportunity and then make the most of the opportunity. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So the good thing is, right, I said, this is my mindset, like, because I did it. And I expect everyone to do it. You know what I mean? And I'll go to the bat for you. I will go to the end of the world. I will go to the world. I will go to bat for you. As long as I see you making an effort, I got you. Because that's what people did for me. That's what somebody did for me, And my soon-to-be wife, man, her and I have these talks, and she tell me all the time. Every time I get into a butt, she go, "No, you can't. You can do it. You already doing it. You're doing it now. Go get it done." So. And this place here, man, Tyra and Mr. Octavius called me, and he told me every place I work, man, people, I don't want to say be intimidated, but I had the luxury of people giving me certain books that clinicians already have that I've been studying for 5 years. I don't have a degree, but I know a lot of things that a lot of clinicians know. You know what I mean? I know how to do a lot of things that clinicians already know how to do. And a lot of places I work, some people are just intimidated by it. That's right. Yeah. That's right. They can't teach. That's right. That's right. That's right. So Miss Tyra, Mr. Octavius told me, we don't care about that. We want you for your experience. And this is by far one of the best places I've worked in the 5 years since I've been doing this work. And I'm not just saying that because I work here. I like the fact that Mr. Octavius and Miss Tyra and Miss Melita and Mr. Maintain, they listen to my ideas. Some of the ideas I come up with, they allow me to do here. So, man, this I can't thank you guys enough, man, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even work hard at it. It was just offered to me. It was just offered to me. But you have been working hard in other yeah, man. You were working hard. Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? That's true. Like, how long did it take you before you were able to sit back and really kind of see, like, I'm making this progress? Like this, you know what I mean? I was in the program, and the owner pulled up, and this what really shocked me, because most CEOs don't do this. And this owner has houses, a lot of houses, a lot of clients, and this would shock me. He pulled up in his truck, just a regular guy, and he knew every client's name in the parking lot. Wow. And he walked up to me, and he called my name. He told me what I was doing, and then he asked me to come to his office. So I went in behind him, and he sat down. He pulled his checkbook out. My mother, whom I love dearly, gave me the money to take these certifications. I said, I already paid for them. He wrote me a check. Go pay for the other ones. So I went and took that certification. And I got to finish that one. He gave me another one. Go take this certification. So he paid for all of them. And he opened up a detox center on Igger Street. And Mr. Dwayne Harvey, shout out to Mr. Dwayne. Mr. Dwayne spoke highly of me to him. Mr. Daniel Meisner, shout out to Mr. Daniel Meisner, spoke highly of me to Mr. David. And Mr. David hired me in this and I've never done this work before. and he put me in this detox center, and he trained me himself. He walked me through the building and told me what he want, how he wanted it done. And he told me if he wasn't there, if something happens, Terrence, you make the best decision. And if it's not right, we'll figure out a way to fix it together. And I worked for him for almost 2 years. And I left him and I started venturing out and I started working for other people. But the training that I got from Mr. Daniel, Mr. David, Mr. Dwayne, and Miss Brenda, so many others at Davis Loft have put me on this path to do what I'm doing now. And the one thing that I like about them, they tell me all the time, it's just nice to be nice. Be kind to people, no matter what the situation, how uncomfortable it may be, you be nice to them. And I can't thank everybody enough, man, especially for everybody that's tuning in. And uh, 'cause I'm a massage therapist and I'm a singer. That's what I told my mother and my wife I was going to do. They was like, "You're going to be helping people." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm going to help myself to that massage money." Right? I said, "I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to get this money." But now this is what I'm doing. And I find myself in conversations, Diamond, with people that I don't even know. I be in Ubers and people just start talking to me. I'm trying to get my children back. I'm trying to get this. And I'm constantly always giving people information on what to do or how they can better themselves. Me and my wife would be in the market, man, and somebody just come up to me and say, "My son needs to get in the program," and I don't even know these people. And I'm always giving people information on what to do and how to do it, and I'm still learning too. I learned a lot from Mr. Octavius and Miss Tyra. I learned a lot from Miss Melita. I learned a lot from Mr. Maintain. I'm still learning too, right? So that's why I'm so glad you guys allowed me to do this because there's so much missed information, right? A lot of people, like you and I was talking earlier, it's not just drugs and alcohol. It's people addicted to all kinds of stuff. Pepsi, sex, cigarettes, right? It's people that's addicted to all kinds of stuff. It's just the stigma that comes with drug addiction and alcoholism. It's a bad stigma that comes with that. But everybody is addicted to everybody. It's a lot of people that's addicted to a lot of stuff and they isolate and they don't have a platform like this to call in to talk, or they don't have a platform where they could ask and go to get help. So man, I'm happy that you guys are allowing me to do this. I can't wait again for next week. I'm still nervous though. You told me I was going to be all right, right? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wait, right. Man, okay. Okay. Right. Right. You have to help. Right. Right. So I don't think this is the first podcast of its kind, but this is going to be one of the most informative ones, right? And we're gonna have fun. I promise y'all, it's not gonna be dark all the time. We're gonna have some fun too. We're gonna have some fun too. And long as I keep working with Diamond and learning this, you would be surprised that I'm a singer and I don't mind being on stage, but I'm nervous doing this. I don't know why. Right. Right. So again, man, I thank you guys, and I'm just happy for this platform. I can't wait till we can start having some guests. I have a few guests in mind, you know, and me and Diamond D gonna get in here and ask them questions. We're gonna ask them questions and get answers and help people. Um, it's a lady that I hope she don't mind me saying her name. Her name is Miss Lauren. She is a phenomenal woman, man. She goes around the city helping the homeless people. You know what I mean? She goes around helping the homeless people, feeding them, giving them clothes. I mean, literally drives around in her car. Yeah, in her car, and helping homeless people. That's somebody who I would love to bring on here and talk about. So, and she's a very, very good person, man. And her and Miss Melita work together a lot. I would love to bring her on here. I have another friend of mine that's a therapist, that's a licensed clinical social worker. I want to bring her on and talk to her. And of course, I'm gonna come up with some of my own topics and things. I need y'all to notice I am not a therapist, so I will not be diagnosing anyone. That's why I'm going to have the right skilled people to come on here to talk about those things, right? If there's anything dealing with substance abuse or anything, I got you with that. But I'm not a therapist. Let me say it again. I'm not a therapist, so I will not be diagnosing. I will have the proper people with the proper skill set and training to come in here to talk about anything mental health. And I'm just happy, man. I'm really, really looking forward. Yeah. I'm looking at like probably like the fifth or sixth show. I done reached out to a few people. They like, yeah, Terrence, when? Let me know. Let me. This is the thing, right, Diamond? I just when initially when we talked last week via text, and I started telling people, people just support me. Just let me know when. Let me know when I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I got phone calls today. When I'm coming. I love to come on. I love to talk. So uh the platform, man, people are going to come, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Beautiful
So
thing.
if people need to get in touch with anybody at Better Path, how can they do that?
If you need to get in touch with anyone at Better Path, it's best for you to call the office and speak to Miss Melita. Again, the phone number is 410-788-3800, or I could be reached at 443-712-3913, or you can email me at Terrence at betterpathmhc.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Our job is we want to help and make sure that you be safe. We want to make sure that you can be re-entered back into society or to the city, right, as a hard-working person, as a thoughtful, compassionate person, and you could come through. I mean, if you need clothes, the community here helps out with that. The community here helps out with everything. And if we don't have it here, right, we're going to hold hands and go get it together. We're going to find whatever you need to help you out. And that's why I like Miss Tyra, Mr. Octavius, and Miss Melita and Mr. Maintain. They never say no to the clients. Everybody always have a different idea. A client may come out and say, I need this. Melita go, I know this person. Miss Tyra go, we could get this or we could get that. They're always willing to help. They never say no. They never turn the clients down. Never. And again, the address here is 2925 Lord Baltimore Drive. We are out in Windsor Mill. The office phone number again is 410-788-3800. You will reach our office manager. Her name is Miss Melita. Or you can reach me at 443-712-3913. Or I can be emailed at terrenceleejackson@gmail.com. Please reach out, uh, and we will assist you, help you, and have fun with you, and get you back out there so you can be a part of the society. We love to work with the ones who think they've been forgotten about. You know, someone told me today, man, that we should be, uh, instead of looking down on one another, right? We should be looking out for one another because the sky will be completely dark with only one shining star. You know what I mean? The sky will be dark with just one star. We're all stars, no matter what we've been through. We're all stars. So be kind to somebody, help somebody, reach out. You never know why people are in the situations that they're in. You know, everybody is just not out to hurt everybody. There's some really, really good people here in the city, some really, really good people in the county. Like you, man, you didn't know me from a can of paint and offered me to and allowed me to do this. I have one microphone, and that's what I sing with at home. You brought all this stuff here today, man, to help me out. You know what I mean? To give me this platform, and I can't thank you enough for that. You know what I mean? Miss Tyra, who I didn't know me from a can of paint, we had a conversation, and I just brought the word podcast up, and she said, I got somebody I can introduce you to. I was like, really? She was like, yeah. And it was like, boom, immediately. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I said we don't have anybody talking about this.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's great.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. One of the guys who mentored me, right, shout out again to Mr. Daniel Meisner. He's the first one I heard say it's a lot of misinformation about situations and people. And as I got deeper into this field and I'm working in, it's really a lot of misinformation about mental health, substance abuse, homelessness. It's really a lot of misinformation. You'd be surprised what people think about people who are suffering from something.
where do you think that comes from?
Man, that's I don't want to say that's hard to say, but I think that has to deal with people not offering themselves to people, not getting to know each other.
Right.
I met a guy, man, on Facebook years ago. It was a white guy, never been to the city, and this is when President Obama was first running for the presidency. And him and I used to have these vicious conversations. I mean, these vicious conversations, almost almost that racist type thing, almost there. But
But on a regular
on
basis,
a regular basis, right? On a regular basis, he would say something and I would say something. And then now him and I are the best of friends. He told me, he said, I had no idea that this stuff was happening in the city. I just went off of what I seen on the TV. I went off of what I seen on the news. That's why earlier I said, I think our children need to see more than what they show on the news. Our children need to be recognized. Why I want to do something with that good grade, and I'm talking about inner city kids,
yeah,
right? Kids that got good grades aren't bigged up enough. Kids that making the perfect attendance, they're not talked about enough,
we gonna do that.
right?
We gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna get. We need. They're not talked about enough. And this guy, man, him and I are the best of friends now.
How long did it take before y'all made that break?
It was. I'm be honest. I had spelled America with 3 K's, right? He
Same people, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely didn't like that. He definitely did not like that. So he came back, and then we got it, and we started talking, and we had a conversation about uh, offering yourself to people, right? Instead of assuming because you never been to the city. See, I've been where he's been. I've been to the county. I've been to Redwood, Pennsylvania. I've been in, and my mother moved me to Eastern Shore when I was 14, so I was carrying water, pumping water. This was in the 80s. But he's never been where I've been. And then I think he came in the city for something.
Oh wow.
He came in the city for something, and then he talked, and he was like, "Wow, T." He said, "I had no idea that this was actually happening in the city. All in the news, all they show is murders, people getting arrested. They don't show people getting up, going to work every day, surviving, taking care of their families. And a lot of times people reward themselves, right, from being tired with just having a beer. And that one beer could lead to something. Just like a piece of cake, that one piece of cake could lead to something. So this guy had no idea what was going on in the city. In fact, it was the Freddie Gray thing.
Yeah.
He had no idea that the police brutality that was going on here, and not just against the citizens, because some of the police was catching it too from the citizens. He had no idea that was going on in the city, and this was 4 years ago. And him and I are the best of friends now on Facebook. We talk back and forth. He'll hit me up to get some perspective. I'll get some perspective from him. It's not negative conversation no more, right? But you see what I mean by offering up and just listening. A lot of times, people listen to respond instead of listening to understand, right? A lot of people, because everybody want to be right. And I got that from, shout out to my uncle James Johnson, who's like one of the best educators in the city. He works for Huber Memorial, and he prides himself on teaching. So when I go sit with him, he talked to me about teaching and about the tone of your voice and how you project yourself and talk to a person. All that falls in line with teaching. And he's been that way since I was a kid. And he talks to me about that all the time. Sometimes I can be very aggressive. I could come off very aggressive. And he used to tell me, "You're right, but no one's going to listen to you with that tone. No one's going to listen to you coming off, even though you're right. Sometimes we can come off like we're know-it-alls. If you're coming off like that, ain't nobody going to listen to you." And that was really hard for me. And I'm still learning that, right? But I'm learning it. I practice putting forth the effort. That's what I try to do. A lot of people look for perfection. Like I tell the clients, I don't want you to be perfect, because once you try it, one foot follow the other. Once you put forth the effort, either you're gonna drag the other foot or you're gonna pick it up and come. So, and again, man, a lot of people listen to respond because people are afraid to be wrong. People are afraid they're told that they're wrong. The word bad, we look at the word bad as something bad. You know what I mean? Not knowing that the word bad is just another word for you to be taught. Right? Failure, right? Failure is winning to me. Because if you fail, that means that you're open to be coachable and taught on how to do it the right way. You know what I mean? You can learn something. And that's what I want this podcast to be, man. I want it to be so informative and have fun and make people call in, because a lot of people, and this just my journey, Diamond. A lot of people want it so bad, but they are afraid to do it because of the ridicule. And when I was on that deathbed, man, that's what God told me. He said, when you wake up, people ain't going to know who you are. They ain't going to understand your language. So you be ready. They're gonna talk about you. They're gonna say you think you all that.
Did you experience that?
Ever. Sometimes look, one time, man, it almost depressed me, man. It's so hard being over here, right? Because we human. It's so hard being over here, right? And then you seem like everybody over there having fun. That narrow path is you, but the wide path holds so many people. And one day I told my mother, man, I told my mother, Diamond, and my wife, I was like, I wonder why God picked me because it's lonely. It's lonely. But then I snap right out of it. I remember why I'm doing it now. But every now and then it creeps in. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to people something important and nobody's listening. And then my uncle told me, your job is to just drop the message and keep it moving.
You think they're not listening.
You think they're not listening, but they are, right? And he told me, he said, man, he said, Terrence, when you drop the message and keep it moving, but if you drop the message and wait to see what they do, then it's going to put you in line to ridicule them. Don't do that. Give them the message and keep it moving. Now, what they do with it is on them, right? It's not for you to drop the message and then tell them how to do it. You drop the message. Yeah, you give them the information because it's free and you keep it moving. And sometimes, right, you know how, Dom, you want somebody to win so bad when you see something in somebody and you want them to win so bad, right? You want them to win so bad too. I find myself sometimes going, hey, then I go, nah, I can't do that. Because a lot they gotta want it. That's right. You know what I mean? You can't make them want it, right? You can't make them want it. So, but I'm running a lot in this process, man. Again, the 27th this month is going to be 5 years for me. No cigarettes, no drinking, no marijuana, nothing. Never haven't had a dirty UA in 5 years. Never missed one group, never missed one session, never missed a therapy session in 5 years. And I really don't like to talk about it. I got people like, Terrence, you gonna celebrate? And I'm like, nah. My celebration is being in the group room. My celebration is coming and talking to them. The other day, I just sent them down to get their record expunged and get their IDs. People who haven't had IDs in 3 years, to see them smile like, I got my ID, I can get a house now. I got my ID or my social security card, I can get a job, right? It's menial to some people, right? But to actually sit in there and see hope on somebody to say, hey, I could do this. Thank you, Mr. Terrence. I get calls and emails from people, man. Me and my wife would be eating dinner, and I get calls from people that I worked with 5 years ago. Mr. Terrence, it's because of you. I got my family back. I'm working now. I got a car. I'm doing this and I'm doing it. I'm doing this and I keep doing it. And I tell them, don't praise me. You did the work. I just assisted you. I just introduced you to something, and you did the work yourself.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
But you also got to be able to receive that stuff too, though.
I knew this was coming.
I can tell.
I knew it was coming. Yes. 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 Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And
where that come from?
listen, because this is just my thought process on it, right? When I heard those three things, man, I said to myself, I don't ever want to be bigger than the process.
I get that.
That's what, you know what I mean? If I'm here to help you, allow me. A lot of times when we help people, like what you do, you got a platform with ONFIRE-TV, you got a few shows. Not a few shows, a lot of shows, right? And I know. So people come to me all the time, and I don't know why it makes me uncomfortable, but I'd rather hear them talk about themselves. That's what I would rather hear them talk about themselves. I'm gonna be honest, right? And this may, because he already told me that I'm going to be okay. He already know it. I know it. When I was on that deathbed, man, I know it. He told me, if you do these three things, you're not going to want for nothing. I have not looked for a job, Diamond K, in 5 years. I have not. People call me and say, this place is hiring, or can you come talk to my boys, or can you help me with this? Can you do? As long as I do the three things that he asked me to do, I have not want for nothing. I haven't wanted for anything. Man, my wife just came back from Eastern Shore, and she just told me, she said, wow, since you came home, we ain't want for nothing. I don't want for anything. I would rather give it to you. I would rather give it away. It makes me feel better if I give it to you and you receive it. You ever hear people downplay compliments? I'm like, hey, you doing okay? Yeah, but it's not, just accept the, right? Yeah. And for me, it's kind of tough because I don't want to say woke, but to give it away,
Yeah.
right? And giving it away, you're gonna be ridiculed because they ain't gonna understand. So I keep that in mind. I keep that up front. And this, what I do is for the glory of the person, right? I want to see the person happy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go all out for you. I'm gonna make sure you get what you. I want to see you happy, right? When you happy, uh, it's this confidence that we have. You know, I mean, when you actually know what happiness is, and I'm not talking about money or cars or nothing like. I'm just talking about when you internally happy. It's this confidence that you have that we can accomplish and do anything. Too many of us take happiness as material things or relationships, right? When I was on that deathbed, I got all that from my higher power. You don't worry about any of that. You do these three things and you're going to be okay. Your job is to help people no matter how uncomfortable it is, right? And it's uncomfortable. You hear me? It's very, very uncomfortable. But I love what I do. And again, and this one, and I'm not trying to get religious, right? You know, they say in the Bible, in the Quran, he didn't take scholars. He used regular. I don't have a degree. I don't. And I can't tell you how I know what I know. I can't. Every day, Mr. Octavius, Miss Melita, Maintain, Jermaine, and Miss Tyra give me the opportunity to come do these groups to help people. And I'm up at 4 every morning. I pray every morning. I got a singing bowl that I ring. I drink herbal teas. I do all that in the morning. I'm up at every 4 every morning. And I go in my bag and I attempt to put a plan together. And every day I get in here, Diamond, what I put together is not what I talk about. It's not what I talk about. When I step in that group room, it's something totally different. And then when I walk out, I'm like, I didn't even get to talk about what I put together. We didn't get to go over what I put together, right? So, and the clients here are doing well. They are, and that's due to the environment. That's due to Miss Tyver, Miss Melita, Mr. Octavius, Maintain, the housing managers. The clients here are doing well. They are, all of them got the IDs, or most of them went and got the record expunged. So they're on a path to doing good things, better things, and
They're on a better path.
they're on a better path, right? And shout out to Better Path.
That's powerful. And you said earlier just about like some people that might not be a big deal,
Mm-hmm.
the ID
Mm-hmm.
or the record is funny, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you can see it in their
You can
eyes.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's powerful.
yeah. You know, I worked at one place, and I don't want to disclose a client name, but this client did not talk, right? And when I first started out, Diamond, right, if I didn't have the attention of the group, I thought I wasn't doing a good job. And a whole lot of clinicians was like, "T, don't worry about that. Just go in there and do it." And this is how I knew I was doing okay. I had a client that was afraid, that literally would not talk. I mean, literally would not talk. And something drew me to that client. And when I over started having a conversation, I got that client to smile. The next day, the client went from sitting in the back of the group room to sitting in the middle of the group room. A couple of days later, the client was coming in talkative, talking, started helping people, started doing everything. A month in, this person was up. I could call this person up. The person would read and read just for the day and do all that. And now when I talk to them, they like, Mr. Terrence, I'm going to school to be this. And thank you. I was so afraid to talk. I was ashamed and embarrassed. That makes me feel okay because I knew I did my job for that person. And it wasn't about me giving this client money or showing them favoritism. Sometimes people just want to be heard.
And like you said, something just drew
It
you,
just drew me to it,
and
and they needed it.
your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
mean, so man, this thing here is going to be big, man, and I can't thank you enough because I don't think I mean I know somebody doing what we do, but I don't think they're going to have the information that we're going to have. Mm-mm. No, and no, man, no, and I'm so looking forward to it. And it's so many people, right, that I got to thank was uh, a part of my story, man, because I was terrible when I was a client. I was extorting people. I was really terrible as a client. I used to get put out of the groups. I was, and then one day it was like boom. I woke up and it was like boom, and people started coming to me. Like I said, the owner of the program I was in, he knew it impressed me. I'm looking, most CEOs don't care about the people that work for them. This owner literally got out the truck, Diamond, and knew every client's name. He knew their diagnosis, what they was there for, what they were struggling with. And when he pulled up, all the clients were running to him, calling him by his first name. He go, yeah, we're going to get Dwayne to help you with that. I already knew that already. We're going to, and he's like, you're Terrence. I was like, man, I ain't know my name. I said, come on. Come on. And this is another young lady, another clinical director. I was one day, man, I don't know, I was just down. I'm sitting outside in the rain, and she pulled up. Her name is Miss Danny. Excellent, excellent, excellent clinical director. Pulled me in the office. Come on. And I go in the office, and she sit down, and she started talking to me, asking me questions. So when I started to reveal to her who I was, she was like, I know she gave me like, this dude is crazy, right? But she introduced me to another person that helped change my life. And this guy named, and this guy's also a clinical social worker. White guy from DC. So I'm already on the black-white thing. That's what I'm on. I'm already on that. She called him into the office. He came in. She said, Mr. Meisner, this is Mr. Jackson. He's going to be one of your clients. He looked at me like, right, and walked away. I was like, what the hell? So I'm coming down the hall, and he's coming up the steps. And he stopped and looked at me. He said, you're Terrence, right? I said, yeah. You effing be in my office Wednesday at 1 o'clock. First, this white boy talking to me like that. He went in his office. I go down the steps. Wednesday come, he moved all the furniture out of the room, Dwayne, and sat down across from me like, man, you looking at each other, and crossed his legs and never looked up at me at all. Sat there. Was writing in this book. I'm anxious now. I'm sitting there like, okay, let's get this therapy, because I've never been in therapy before. I've never seen a therapist, never been to therapy. I didn't even know how therapy existed or worked. I've never been in it. And to be honest, I thought that therapy was you telling people your business. I ain't telling nobody my business. That's right. Man, when he finally came up out the book, this is what he said to me. He said, your name is Terrence, huh? I said, yeah. He said, you are the scum that's on the bottom of my shoe. I'm like, what kind of therapy is this? You know what? You're nothing. You're this, and you're this, and you're this. Me, I'm fresh in now. I got up, I dropped the F-bomb, walked out and slammed the door. He never even got mad. He came to the door. Hey, Terrence, I'll see you next week. And closed the door. Next week came, I go back. It was the same thing. It was even worse this time. I get up. What's this white boy talking to me like that? Man, and I walked down and closed the door. The fourth visit, when he did it, I started laughing. And when I started laughing, he uncrossed his legs. He put his pamphlet down and said, you're going to get recovery. And we've been best friends ever since. He told me he did me like that because he needed me to have on an armor for when I was out on the street. He said, because people are going to talk about you. People going to ridicule. And a lot of times, people that's dealing with mental health or substance abuse, they use out of their emotions. He said, I need you to be able to take that. So if you could take that from me in here, you're going to be able to deal with it out there. And him and I have been best of friends ever since. I just talked to him today. He called me this morning and was like, what's the deal with the podcast? I'm going to be checking it out. But that's another guy that I learned from. He the one that told me that I was going to be doing this type of work along with my mother. My mother said, you're going to be doing this. I said, no, I'm not. Nope. I'm going to help myself to that massage money. That's what I'm going to do. And my mother said, no, you're going to be doing this type of work. And then he pulled me up and said, you're going to be doing this type of work. You're going to be, and he started having me work with him. That's how I learned how to effectively do groups. I got like over 1,000 hours of volunteer time. The owner offered a bunch of us money to work for him, and he convinced me not to take the money. Don't take the money because I want you to learn the science of the program. And you're going to get that by volunteering. So I watched them do ASAMs. I watched them. I know the codes in the DSM-5. I know how to write treatment plans. I watched them do it, and then he would let me sit and do it. I sat in his substance abuse groups. I sat in his mental health groups. I sat in all those things for years, watching him and how Mr. David and Dwayne and Miss Tiffany Bunch, shout out to Tiffany, watching how they did things, how the program ran, how you supposed to treat the client, how you supposed to treat people. I did that for 4 years, just watching and learning for 4 years. And he told me, he said, when you go out there to start working on your own, people aren't going to like you because you know just as much as some of these people that have degrees. And because you don't have the degree, it's going to stop you from making money, and you're going to have people to not want you to work in places. But I told him I don't care about that, because as long as I get the message across, somebody to one person is all that matters to me. I don't care. I don't care. That's why I love to do what I do. I absolutely love to come here and set that group room up and put a positive affirmation on the board and listen to them. And the stories that come out of them group rooms, and it's amazing how they go from not knowing each other to working with each other. Now the whole group helps each other out. They talk to one another. Somebody need clothes, they help each other out. They do that. And that's because of the team that's here. Miss Tyver, Miss Melita, Mr. Maintain, the house managers. That's even you come in sometime. You change the locks on the doors. You know what I mean? The whole community helps one another. Is it perfect? No, we're not striving for perfection. We're just looking for effort. And everybody puts forth the effort in here to be kind to one another and to help one another. Is it frustrating? Life is, right? So, man, this is going to be something big. I'm looking forward to having more and more shows. I can't wait till we get the phone lines hooked up and we have some guests come in. And again, I can't shout you out, Miss Tyra, enough, man, because this is something I talked about. But to actually come in the door and to do it this fast, I was home, man, when you hit me. It was like, what's your topics? What you going to talk about? When you want to do it? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. I got something. But yeah, man, this is awesome. And I can't thank you, Miss Tyra, enough. This is going to be great. And let me plug Better Path again, right? Because when you choose we're going to help you choose a better path for your life. Again, the address is 2925 Lord Baltimore Drive. You can call the office and reach Miss Melita at 788. I think that's, let me get this number, 788-3800. Or you can reach me at 443-712-3913, or at my email address at terrenceleejackson@gmail.com. And again, we're going to have the phone lines hooked up. We want you to be honest. We're going to give you information and resources. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh some days. More times than not, we're going to be shouting out the inner city children who do well in school, that have perfect attendance. Uh, we're going to be shouting out those mothers that get up and go to work every day, single moms. Shout out to the single fathers out there, too. We're going to have a discussion and platform with you guys. We want to get people in the realm of helping one another without ridicule. That's what we want. That's what I would like to see happen. Us being kind and helping one another despite the situation, despite what you're going through, right? Is somebody out here, us, that can help you or that can assist you. And don't be afraid to call in, chime in, ONFIRE.TV.com. You can pay $3 a month if you want to become a member, or whenever the show comes on, you can just hit watch live. Also, check out Mr. Diamond K. He also has other platforms and shows on fire/tv.com. Check him out as well. Mr. Diamond, man, again, I can't thank y'all enough. I'm looking forward to this. Shout out to Miss Tyra Mitchell, Mr. Octavius Williams, Miss Melita, Mr. Maintain, all the house managers, and everybody that assisted with me getting to this point and where I am in my sobriety and in my life. Thank you for your support.